On paper, it looks simple.
And now it's going to be a long, painful summer before they get a chance to respond.
Stack the stars, break the league, win forever. But that's the myth. The Superteam myth.
How does that feel to really have that type of potential, to have this type of team, these superstars, and then at the very end, it just doesn't happen again?
This one hurt me a little bit because the simple fact is that we didn't go against I didn't think this team was that way, the Detroit Pistons, but they were playing really good together at the time.
Super teams are built on a promise that pure talent alone can overwhelm the game.
Well, we're going to play exactly how we finished off last year, playing with the tempo that's right for us. We're not a up and down, running gun type of team by any stretch of the imagination. But we use the strengths that we have. Powell's an incredible post player. I'm a good post player. We have Steve on pick and rolls who can be effective. But you'll see us really dominating the game from the inside.
It's a promise that's been made and broken again and again.
What the hell is the excuse for the Phoenix Suns? Kevin Durant is there averaging 27 a game. Devin Booker is there averaging 26 a game. Bradley Beal is there as a third option. Mike Budenholzer is a championship caliber coach. What the hell is going on in Phoenix? It makes no sense whatsoever. They are not injured. They are not unhealthy. We don't know what the hell is going on with them.
You see, we have to understand this. Every player in the NBA was the man once.
Do you want to be the best?
Yeah.
I read somewhere you said you want to be best defender, best shooter, best pass. What do you have to improve on between now and the NBA?
Maybe getting stronger defensively and shooting the three.
In high school,
Harden standing three. Made that one look easy. It sure did. It would be a good idea to get on him and close.
in college,
Steal. Here is Beal.
even on early NBA teams.
Durant, guarded by Beal. Wow, it's right. I agree.
Super teams aren't built with role players. They're built with kings, each used to having the ball, the credit, the control.
I've been excited, from day one, since the day I found out I was coming here. I've been very excited, very happy, and I'm just so blessed, to be in this situation. And I'm gonna show my gratitude, to the Lakers organization, the staff, and everybody, just to have this opportunity.
But in order to win, someone has to give it up. Touches, spotlight, identity. But sacrifice isn't natural when you've been the man your whole life. It requires an ego so rare, so unselfish, it almost doesn't exist. The 2011 Heat took a year to figure it out. The 2021 Nets never did.
Series sweep in franchise history, last done in the bubble against the Sixers. And Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant head into the offseason.
And the 2024 Suns are still searching for answers.
They're the worst team in the fourth quarter in the NBA. In the fourth quarter, they're the worst team in the NBA. I'm not talking about Kevin Durant, who shoots 52% from the field, 44% from three-point range in the fourth quarter. Everybody else, they're non-existent. Right now, Big Perk, three-point shooting in the fourth quarter, second worst in the NBA. Field goal percentage shooting in the fourth quarter, third worst in the NBA. And they're tied with the Golden State Warriors for blowing 10-point leads. I'm sorry, they've blown a league 10 times this season.
More often, pride sits quietly in the locker room, just waiting to explode. Great teams know exactly who they are. Super teams often don't. Who leads? Who sacrifices? Who's willing to be less so the team can become more? The 2008 Celtics managed it for a time, but they wore down fast.
We didn't control it tonight, and that allowed them to get everything they wanted. I got to say this, guys, I'm really proud of my team. Clearly tonight we didn't play well. I thought we had the right spirit. We missed layups, we missed free throws.
The 2021 Nets never settled before injuries and egos tore them apart.
Shouldn't come as no surprise to anybody that, when you finish a season the way we did, it's with disappointment, it's with frustration, and it's also a time to reflect and look in the mirror.
The Phoenix Suns today lack an alpha identity.
They have no navigation. I mean, they're riding down a busy highway with a paper bag over their head. They don't know which way to go. And it goes on the part of the leadership. And when I think about leadership, I think about the interview, by the way, great interview, Malika, that you did with Kevin Durant. And he was talking about, he leads. Just because he don't lead like we want him to lead, that don't make him not a leader.
If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, do me a favor. Tap like, hit subscribe, and join us for more deep dives into the minds, myths, and moments that shape the NBA. Now, back to the content. The myth of the super team ignores reality. That basketball is a brutal, physical grind. When the top-heavy roster breaks down, there's nothing underneath to save it. Think about the 1998 Houston Rockets with Hakeem, Barkley, and Drexler. They were too old and too slow. Or the 2013 Lakers. Injuries and a chemistry collapse.
We had a lot of good moments defensively. I just think there's a lot of moments where we are just a little bit late, a little bit caught off guard. And, for our team, we're not the fastest team in the world, but we're big. We got to be early. We got to anticipate. We got to put teams at a disadvantage. And, we've been struggling to do that consistently. We do it at times. I think we look great defensively, but, too little, too late.
Even my 2019 Warriors. Injuries wrecked what could have been.
Obviously you feel good about it, but, it's no shocker to us. We know what this team has been made of all along. I've said it over and over again. The pretty offense will always be the storyline, but this team, ton of heart. Everybody who step on that floor display a ton of heart. So, it's no shocker to us that we continue to fight.
Championships aren't about winning a press conference. They're about surviving an 8-month war. In 2010, LeBron James changed everything.
LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
By taking control of his career, he didn't just build a super team. He launched the player empowerment era. For better or worse, stars took destiny into their own hands.
When you have the unique opportunity of having special people and being a part of an organization like this, and they do everything possible in order to put themselves out there to make such a great thing happen, you're just appreciative, and I'm grateful. And I can't wait to get on the floor and to maximize my potential.
But not every player is LeBron. Few can double as the GM and the MVP. And even LeBron has made roster construction mistakes. Westbrook's move to the Lakers was a disaster.
Russell Westbrook, he scored. Bart's already fired up about that. Russ, by the way, scored less than 20 points in each of his last 7 games. The 3rd longest streak of his career, the longest since 2009-2010. That was his 2nd season in the NBA.
KD, Kyrie, and Harden collected themselves in Brooklyn just to collapse.
I think every guy's fueled by they bring their own juice every day. I mean, of course the loss is gonna be tough, but we got a few more months until next season, and then we got a whole year into the next playoff. So, I mean, we're gonna be thinking about this, the next few weeks. But as we go into the next season, as we start to get into the thick of the next season, we gotta turn the page.
When the vision fails, the whole empire collapses.
The Bucks with the 115-111 victory over the Brooklyn Nets. And for the Nets, a season which saw them.
Super teams chase the shortcut. They forget the only thing that ever wins in basketball is trust. Talent stacks the deck, but only trust cashes the chips. Everything else is just part of the myth.
be honest, nothing. So this trophy is supposed to go to my teammates and coaches. They put me in the situation. I'm just first among the equals, and I'm just happy that we're collectively getting wins and getting to make something.
But what happens when a star leaves the system they helped build? What if Kyrie never left LeBron? What if Kevin Durant's rings don't really count? 2 legacies, 2 questions, 2 videos you don't want to miss. Right here on 3 Point Revolution.